There are SMEs that have the privilege of getting bank loans, and there are other SMEs that are in the missing middle, which have exhausted their own financials to scale up, and they cannot grow anymore, which is basically inhibiting their possibility or potential to get to be bigger. Well, you know, anywhere in the world, SMEs are pretty much the backbone of any economy. Unfortunately, in Nepal, although they take a huge portion of the economy, for instance, 20% of the GDP with employment of 1.75 million in this sector, it is the most neglected sector of them all. So there doesn't seem to be much attention from the side of the policymakers to make this sector more robust. Finance is just one part of the problem that the sector faces. There are SMEs that have the privilege of getting bank loans, and there are other SMEs that are in the missing middle, which have exhausted their own financials to scale up, and they cannot grow anymore, which is basically inhibiting their possibility or potential to get to be bigger. SMEs, as I mentioned earlier, employ over almost 2 million people in the economy. So, I mean, if at anything the government does, they should be giving this sector a huge priority, but it's lacking. So in order to address that missing middle, a few years back, about 5 years back, Business Oxygen came into existence as the first international private equity company with FDI, foreign direct investment. What we do is we go to companies that are scaling up but do lack the resources to get bank financing, and because of that lack of capital they cannot grow further. So we enter the company in terms of equity injection, and we help the company with not only our capital injected in the form of equity, but we also help them by providing knowledge transfer, technical assistantship, because we feel that in economies like Nepal, it is not just the lack of capital that is inhibiting the company's growth. It is the lack of awareness. Most of SMEs are managed through traditional management processes. They have no financial framework or accounting capabilities. Branding, marketing is lacking. Governance issues are another sector that they have no idea about. And furthermore, with climate change, environment, social and governance is a huge area that needs intervention. And we, as a private equity company, have been providing that to our investee partners. For instance, climate change has had enormous effect on the businesses, and our SMEs are unaware of what the repercussions are that climate change can bring to the businesses. I'll give you an example. A farmer that is growing crop at 900 meters may not be able to yield the same quality of crop at 900 meters because of climate change. It's getting warmer, so he has to go further up. So if he's thinking to expand, he needs to go to 1500 or 2000 meters to have the same quality of yield that he did. Now, farmers in Nepal are not aware of that, and this is prevalent in every sector of the economy. See, climate change is a fact. I mean, it is now we have COVID, which has COVID-19, this pandemic has totally turned our businesses upside down. And the worst hit are the SMEs, because number one, they lack finances to have their working capital going. The supply chain is disrupted. Parts and raw materials are disrupted because of that. Human resources is another problem due to the pandemic. Workers cannot come to work, or they're infected with the disease, etc. And again, there's climate change. That is another problem that's going to be looming over us once the COVID situation is solved. So we need to start acting now. And private equity like Business Oxygen comes with the solutions, or at least the wherewithal to help them go to maneuver around these problems.